In 1961, Jim O'Toole of the Cincinnati Reds won a career-high 19 games. He was struggling the first half of the season, 6-7, and the Reds traded for a catcher from Philadelphia, Darrell Johnson. And Darrell Johnson got him to pitch less inside to the right-handed hitters, throw sliders to the right-handed hitters, but try to hit the outside corner with his fastball. And he is doing a better job of mixing up his pitches, led him to a 13-2 record in the second half of the season. He featured a fastball and a slider, an overhand curve, and a three-quarters curve. He was all business on the mound. He never laughed, and he worked fast. The Dodgers were their main competition in 1961, and in a mid-August doubleheader in the Los Angeles Coliseum before 70,000 fans, Bob Perky and Jim O'Toole shut out the Dodgers 6-0 and 8-0, and that was pretty much the turning point of the Reds' 1961 season. Today, Jim O'Toole will face Bob Gibson of the St. Louis Cardinals. The 67 Cardinals are in Cincinnati to play the 61 Reds. Hi everybody, this is Apba Brian in Apba Baseball Classics, bringing to you game number 9 in the National League season of the 1960s. Today's game features the 1967 St. Louis Cardinals at the 1961 Cincinnati Reds. Cardinals come into the game with a record of 3 wins and 5 losses. The Reds are 5-3. Jim O'Toole is matched up against Bob Gibson. O'Toole is a grade B pitcher, Y modifier. He's completed his warm-up tosses. And Lou Brock steps into the box for the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. Let's play ball. 1-6 is a 28. Cincinnati is fielding column 3. St. Louis is fielding column 1. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Eddie Casco. The throw to first, and a very speedy Lou Brock is out. Center fielder Kurt Flood, 335 hitter in 1967. 1-6 is also a ground ball to Eddie Casco at short. 2 away. Here is the National League MVP, Orlando Cepeda. .35 is a single for Cepeda. Cardinals have a runner on first, average speed, for the catcher, Tim McCarver. 43 is a 29. That's a roller, or Y. Jim O'Toole has the Y, and that's a strikeout. McCarver is caught looking, and that's the end of the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning. No score, and the Reds coming to bat. Bob Gibson is ready to face Vada Pinson. Here's the pitch from the firebarring right-hander of the St. Louis Cardinals. 32 is a 26. Ground out to the second baseman, Julian Javier. Here's Eddie Casco, the shortstop. 3-3 roll. That's going to be a single for Eddie Casco. He is rated fast at first base. We're using basic Apba, except they give the catchers a chance to throw out base runners. Here's the National League MVP for 1961, Frank Robinson. Hit over 320 and up among the leaders in home runs. Here's the pitch to Frank Robbie. 1-5 is an 11. That's a single over first base. And Casco goes to third. Robinson can steal second on the next pitch. Tim McCarver is a 8. I use this chart when I use basic Apba on steals. Robinson is going to try to steal. And so with the defensive catcher, 8. Chance to throw out the runners, 11 through 23. .36, he is safe. Frank Robinson's at second. The Reds are threatening. Second and third, only one out. Here's Gordy Coleman. Gibson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Coleman. 1-2 is a 25. And that is a ground ball to, let's see. The infield is playing deep. So that's a ground ball shortstop to second. I don't know. That's all right. I'm on the wrong page here. It's a line drive. Then runners double off second. So a line drive to first. And 3-4 to get Robinson at second. And that's a sudden end and unhappy end for the Reds. To the first inning, we go to the top of the second, still no score. In the second, O'Toole will have Maris, Javier, and Shannon. Here's the pitch to the former Yankee, Roger Maris, 52, is a 27. Ground ball to the third baseman, Gene Freeze. Maris is retired. Here's Julian Javier from the Dominican Republic. Pitch to Javier. 62 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. It was pointed out to me that that result on the basic book with 2 outs is a fly out to center field. If the pitcher's rated, if the pitcher's rated R, so here's that result. If you have an R dash fly out to center field, and the asterisk means 2 outs. So if the pitcher is an R-rated pitcher, it's not a strikeout. It's a fly out to right field with 2 outs. All other pitchers, it'd still be a strikeout. All right, here is Mike Shannon. 42 is a, there he is. O'Toole's not rated R, so it's still a strikeout with 2 outs. We go to the top of the, or bottom of the second inning. Cardinals nothing, and the Reds nothing. Gus Bell, Gene Freeze, and Don Blasingame will hit in the second for the Reds. There's still no score in this game. There are not very many R-rated pitchers in Apba, and maybe the old sets, I'm not sure if there's any, but there are, occasionally you see it. Sometimes an R-rated pitcher comes up. Gus Bell's the hitter. Here's the pitch from Gibson, 63, is a fly ball to center field. Kurt Flood is under it, makes the catch. We've got 2 very good defensive center fielders in this game, Kurt Flood and Veda Pinson. Gene Freeze is the hitter. 54 is an 8 against a B. That's another fly ball to center field, and Kurt Flood will handle that one. 2 outs. Next hitter is Don Blasingame. 1-4 is a fly out to left field. Lou Brock has that one. 3 up and 3 down. 3 fly outs for the Reds. We go to the top of the third. No score. Del Maxwell leads off for the St. Louis Cardinals in the top of the third. 6-4 is going to be a strikeout, and that is the 4th strikeout already for Jim O'Toole. Here's Bob Gibson, excuse me. 51 is a 36 ball. 2 similar players. Kirk was very aggressive, and nobody questioned Kirk Gibson's aggression. They were all serious on the ball field. 65 is a 35. Pop out to the catcher. 2 down. And here is Lou Brock. 35 is going to be a single for Brock. 2 outs. Fast man at first. Kurt Flood. 25 is an 8 against the B. That's going to be a ground ball to Gene Freeze at third. Throws across the diamond. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the third. No score. In the last of the third, the Reds catcher is Zimmerman, and then it's O'Toole and Pinson. The Reds had 4 catchers in 1961. Ed Bailey was traded early in the year to San Francisco, but they also had Jerry Zimmerman, who's catching today. They had Johnny Edwards, who had eventually become the starting catcher and the one that was used primarily. And then they had Darrell Johnson, who they got in a trade from the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's a pitch to Jerry Zimmerman. 42 is a fly ball to left. Here's the pitcher, Jim O'Toole. 61 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Del Maxwell throws to first. 2 outs. And now Vada Pinson. 1-1 roll for Vada Pinson. That's going to be a hit column roll. And 56 is a double for Vada Pinson. There are 2 away. Here is Eddie Casco. 41 is a 24 popped up on the infield, and Del Maxwell makes the catch. That's the end of the potential threat by the Reds. Here in the third, go to the top of the fourth, no score. In games across the National League today, the Atlanta Braves are at Los Angeles, and they have an early 4-0 lead after 3 on the Dodgers. The San Francisco Giants are in New York. Giants 4 and New York 1. And the Pirates and Cubs are tied at 0 at all games after 3 innings. Back to our contest. Orlando Cepeda leads off for St. Louis. Here's the pitch from Jim O'Toole. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Vada Pinson is under it. He picks it out of the sky. 1 down. Here is Tim McCarver. 1-5 is going to be a single for McCarver. Solid line drive up the middle. McCarver's at first. A fast runner. That brings up Roger Maris. Not hitting with with kind of power with the Cardinals that he did with the Yankees, but he's still a very good all-around ball player, rated 3 in the outfield. Here's the pitch to Roger Maris. 51 is a 9. That's going to be a single over second. Or excuse me, that's going to be an infield hit. And McCarver goes to second. First and second, 1 down. Cardinals are putting something together here. Julio Javier comes to bat. 281 hitter in 1967. Here's the pitch to Julio Javier. 35 is a 9. That's going to be a single on an infield hit. And the bases are loaded. So it's not like the Cardinals are banging the ball off O'Toole, but they're getting on. Bases are loaded. Here is Mike Shannon. Can Mike Shannon put a quarter in the merry-go-round? Here's the pitch to the Cardinal third baseman. 2-2 roll as a 7. That's a single over second. 2 runners will score, and if Javier is fast, he'll go to third. Javier is fast. He goes to third. Cardinals are on the board, 2-0. 4 straight singles for St. Louis with 1 out. Now the 8th place hitter, Del Maxwell. Probably no point in walking him to get to Gibson. Gibson can hit. They'll pitch to Maxwell. Here's the pitch. The infield's going to play back. 46 is a 29. And the runner's out. Okay, the hitter is out at first. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. 1-3. The runner on third holds, and the runner on first, Shannon, goes to second. There's 2 outs. And now Bob Gibson. He's going to want to throw strikes to Gibson, but nothing too good because Gibson can hit. Pitch to Gibson. 52 is a 27. Ground out to third base. That ends the inning. Cardinals score twice, so they string together 4 straight singles. St. Louis 2 and Cincinnati nothing. Frank Robinson steps into the box. 44 is going to be a single by Frank Robinson. He is fast. Gordy Coleman's at the plate. Gibson will try to get a ground ball out of Coleman. Coleman will try to get it in the air. Here's a pitch to Gordy Coleman. 62 is a fly ball to right field. And that's caught by Roger Maris. 1 down. Gus Bell. .44 is an 8. Ground ball to third base. Mike Shannon throws to first. Frank Robinson goes to second, but there's 2 outs. Here is third baseman Gene Freese. That's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. 43 is a ground ball or Y. It's ground ball to the pitcher, the throw to first. 3 outs. We go to the top of the 5th. 2-0 St. Louis. All right, here is Lou Brock stepping in the box in the top of the 5th inning. Most of the baseball I watched in the 1961 and in the early 60s was the NBC Game of the Week. So occasionally we'd see teams like the Reds. And whenever I saw Jim O'Toole pitching, I came from an Irish ancestry, Irish family. I like the O'Toole name. So I was always, if I saw him pitching, I was always automatically for him. Here's a pitch to Lou Brock. 24 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Jim O'Toole is trailing in this contest, but he's winning the strikeout battle with Bob Gibson. Gibson has yet to strike out any of the Reds, and O'Toole has struck out 5 Cardinals. Here is Curt Flood. I spent a lot of my summers in Texas with my uncle, and my grandfather always watched the NBC Game of the Week. 55 is a 7. That's going to be a base hit for Curt Flood. Orlando Cepeda. 62 is a 37, and the runner is caught off first. So O'Toole picks off Flood, 1-4, or 1-3 rather. All right, so now Orlando Cepeda is up to bat, NL MVP, with nobody on base. Here's the pitch to Orlando Cepeda. 34 is a fly ball to center field. That's going to be the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Cardinals. All right, Don Blasingame leads off for the Reds. They've got some work to do. They're 2 runs down. 18 on fielding column 1. It's got a ground ball to Del Maxwell. He fumbles it. An error on Del Maxwell puts the leadoff hitter on, and he's a fast runner. Here is Jerry Zimmerman. The bottom of the order. No extra 31 on the card, but there's no strikeouts. I think we'll play it normally. Here's the pitch to Zimmerman. 44 is an 8. It's going to be a ground ball to third base. Mike Shannon throws to first, and Blasingame goes to second. 1 away, but the Reds have a man in scoring position for Jim O'Toole. Not a gray hitter. I just see a 7 and a 6 on his card. The 8s would be outs. So he's only got 2 out of 36 chances of knocking in the run. But it's too early to pitch hit for him. Here's the pitch to Jim O'Toole. 64 is a strikeout. Now Vada Pinson, a 342 hitter in 61. He could get the run home. Here's the pitch to Vada Pinson. 23 is a 28. Fielding column 1. Ground out to Del Maxwell. This time he makes the play. And Blasingame's stranded at second. Let's go to the 6th. Cardinals 2 and the Reds nothing. All right, Tim McCarver steps into the box. He started the Cardinal rally with a single. And then they got 3 more signals, and they looked up on the board. They had 2 runs. Here is Tim McCarver. 56 is a swing and miss, strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Jim O'Toole. Here is Roger Maris. That's going to be a walk. Average speed of first. Maris has been on base twice, singled and walked. Here's Julio Javier. 53 is a 18. That's going to be an error on shortstop Eddie Casco. And the runner goes to third. I think that's kind of an unusual result. We had that the other day. 18, first on error, runner to third, each shortstop. You would think it'd be second and third. One out. Reds will play the infield tight. Here's Mike Shannon. 55 is an 8. Single to right field, 1 runner scores, and the other goes to third. Three to nothing Cardinals. Del Maxwell. 51 is a 9, and that could be the final straw when you let him get a hit. Single over short, runner scores. That's an unearned run. And Shannon goes to second. It's 4-0, timeout. All right, manager Fred Hutchison comes to the mound. He's going to lift Jim O'Toole. O'Toole's not happy about the error. And he goes in. Ken Hutz will be the new pitcher. He's a grade D pitcher. He'll be grade C, pitching to Bob Gibson. Has a Y modifier. The other thing that happens with this change is Hunt is a 2 on defense, whereas O'Toole is a 1. So when you raise their defensive number 1 point, that gets them up to fielding column 2. So now the Cincinnati Reds are at fielding column 2. Here's a pitch to Bob Gibson. 35 is a 13. That's a strikeout. 2 away. Here is Lou Brock. .55, that's going to be a single. Shannon scores. And Maxwell goes to third. Third run in the inning, 5-0. And the Reds are experiencing death by pinprick. The Cardinals have not gotten any extra base hits. They've all been singles or errors. Kurt Flood comes to bat. .15, that's going to be another single. We're on second. Let's see when that. Let's see. One run scores. The other goes to second. So Maxwell scores. RBI single for Kurt Flood. He's 2 for 3. It is 6-0. Orlando Cepeda. 63 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning, but the Cardinals bat around in the 6th inning. They score 1, 2, 3, 4 runs, and they lead 6-0. All right, Eddie Casco will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for Cincinnati. They're down by 6 runs. 62 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Roger Maris, one away. Frank Robinson. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Here is Gordy Coleman. 55 is an 8 against a B. That's a fly ball to center field. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. We go to the top of the 7th inning. St. Louis 6 and Cincinnati nothing. All right, check the National League out-of-town History Maker out-of-town baseball scoreboard. Shows that some of the other games have gone much like this game, kind of turning into blowouts. After 6, the Braves lead the Dodgers 5-1. After 6, the San Francisco Giants lead the Mets 5-1. And after 6, the Pittsburgh Pirates lead the Chicago Cubs 5-1. Ken Hunt returns to the mound for the 7th inning. He'll be pitching to Tim McCarver, Julio Javier, and Mike Shannon. Here's the pitch to McCarver. 1-2 is a 25. Ground out to second base. Carver is 1 for 4 in the game. Here is Roger Maris. One, 2 is a 25. That's a ground out to second base. Play made by Don Blasingame, Julian Javier. And 1-3 is a 36. Ball 1. 1-1 roll for Julio Javier. He's got some power. He hit 14 home runs. 22 is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. 7-0 Cardinals, and the horse is out of the barn. Mike Shannon. First extra base hit for the Cardinals. 21 is a fly to right. But more damage is done. We go to the bottom of the 7th, St. Louis 7 and Cincinnati nothing. All right, Bob Gibson returns to the mound. He's held the Reds to 4 hits and has not walked anybody. Gus Bell, Gene Freeze, and Don Blasingame will be his challenge in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the fatigue inning for Gibson. 3 bad things happen to him. His grade will go down 1 level. Here's a pitch to Gus Bell. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Kurt Flood has it measured and makes the catch. 1 down. Gene Freeze. .42 is a 39, strike 1. 56 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. You don't want to get behind in the count to Gibson. He'll eat you alive. And he did there, striking out Gene Freeze. Here is Don Blasingame. 45 is a base on balls. First walk surrendered by Gibson. First mark against his fatigue. Here is Jerry Zimmerman. He strikes out. 3 up and 3, well, no, 3 out of 4 are retired. We go to the top of the 8th. 7-0 Cards. All right, Ken Hunt returns to the mound for the Reds. He's a starting pitcher grade. So he's not experiencing his fatigue inning and the 2nd inning of relief. He'll go on like a starting pitcher. All right, Don Maxwell will lead off for the Cardinals in the 8th inning. Light hitting shortstop. Here's the pitch to Maxwell. 32 is a 26. Ground out to the second baseman, Don Blasingame. Maxwell's 1 for 4 on the day. Bob Gibson. .21. That's an error on the first baseman, Gordy Coleman. Gibson's a fast runner at first. Or he's not rated fast. I would think he would be rated fast. He's not. Okay, here's Lou Brock. 24 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. And now Kurt Flood. 53 is a 17. It's going to be a fly out to right field, caught by Frank Robinson. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cardinals are up by 7. All right, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to have a pitch hitter for Cincinnati. That's Jerry Lynch. Batting for the pitcher, Ken Hunt. Pitch from Bob Gibson to Jerry Lynch. 26 is a fly ball to right field. Caught by Maris. Here's Veda Pinson. Professor Jim Brosnan is warming in the Cincinnati bullpen. He'll pitch the 9th. 42 is a single for Veda Pinson. Eddie Costco. That's 2 marks against Gibson's point of fatigue. 15 is a 10. Single to right center. Pinson goes to third. Costco can steal second, should he choose. But he's not, being 7 runs down, and Frank Robinson at the plate. All right, Bob Gibson's not going to be happy with this decision, but he's going to be lifted with the runners on the corners and 1 out. The new pitcher for St. Louis is Ron Willis. He's a grade B pitcher, no modifiers. He'll be grade A for 1 batter, pitching to Frank Robinson for same-sidedness. And the Cardinals will play the infield back. Here's the pitch to Frank Robinson. 35 is a 9 against the grade A. That A is going to turn that into a fly out to left field. 2 outs. Here is Gordy Coleman. If I didn't relieve Gibson there, he becomes a C with 3 bad things that haven't happened to him. That would have been a single over short, scoring a run. Here's the pitch to Gordy Coleman. 52 is a 27. That's a, let's see, there's 2 outs. Ground out to third or Y. He didn't have a Y. So he rolls out to Mike Shannon at third base. We go to the 9th. Still 7-0 St. Louis. All right, in the 9th, the Reds will call on Jim Brosnan to pitch to the Cardinals. Brosnan was the author of the baseball diary book, The Long Season, which is kind of a foreshadowing of Jim Bouton's book of Ball 4. Here's the pitch to Orlando Cepeda. 1-3 is a base on balls. Cepeda slings away the bat and trots to first. Tim McCarver. That's a fly out to left field. 1 away. Next up is Roger Maris. 12 is a roller to second base or shortstop. He throws the second over to first. It's a double play. 6-4-3. It's a double play on fielding column 2. If they were still fielding column 3, it'd be a fielder's choice. But that shift to column 2 turns into a double play. That's it for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. St. Louis 7 and Cincinnati nothing. Gus Bell leads off the 9th for Cincinnati. Ron Willis is back out on the mound for St. Louis. 52 is a 27. 5-3. Ground out to third. Here's Gene Freeze. Freeze is 0 for 3. 3-3 roll for Freeze is a double. Non-blasting game. 22 is an 8 against a B. That's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. Where goes to third. 2 away. Last chance for the Reds, who are seriously down in this game. And it's Jerry Zimmerman. 34 is a fly out to Kurt Flood in center field. That's the ball game. Final score, St. Louis Cardinals 7 and the Cincinnati Reds nothing. We'll be back with the wrap-up. All right, here are the finals around the National League in the History Maker out-of-town scoreboard. The Atlanta Braves topped the 65 Dodgers 8-2. The San Francisco Giants defeated the New York Mets 6-3, and the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Chicago Cubs 7-1. And in our game here at Crosley Field, the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Reds 7-0. They scored 7 runs on 13 hits and 1 error. All the hits were singles except for the home run by Julian Javier. The Reds scored 0 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 2 errors. The winning pitcher was Bob Gibson, 7 1/3 pitch, no earned runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and a walk. Losing pitcher was Jim O'Toole, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The star of the game today is Bob Gibson. When you think of the 1960s, and if you think of the 60s as a pitching decade, the first image that probably comes to mind is the fierce pitching of Bob Gibson, falling off the mound, sometimes his hat flying off, often threw at batters, much like Don Drysdale. Said he had 5 signs with him and his catcher McCarver, 5 signs dealing with how to throw at batters. And of course, 1968 and his 1.12 earned run average is one of the great pitching seasons of all time in the 1960s. Today's star of the game is Bob Gibson. Hope you enjoyed today's contest. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and God bless.